So good morning, this is going to be a twofer. I woke up this morning, and yes, I know it's not December 7th, but I don't really check my junk mail folder a whole heck of a lot. And I opened up this particular email, dated December 7th of this year. That was 2 weeks ago. And I didn't see it, and I don't recognize it, but I saw the start of it, and let's check out what this email has to say. All right, this is from Linda Ree Backariel, and it says, "Let's elevate your presence. Hi, GKJ_publishing. I recently came across your Instagram page, and I was impressed by your dedication to promoting indie authors and publishing. The fact that you're also a podcast host and YouTube creator adds to your credibility and makes you a valuable resource for aspiring authors. Keep up the good work. You've clearly been consistent with your content. What usually holds people back isn't the content itself, but getting the right audience to actually see it." It continues. "One way we make the difference, period." Okay, that's weird grammatics. "We make sure your work is seen daily by the right audience in your space. As a result, you'll notice steady follower growth, higher engagement on posts, increased profile activity, and more DMs from the right people. Most clients see traction kick in within the first 24 hours, and you can experience it for yourself for 5 full days without charge before deciding. Should I send you over the details? Warm regards, Linda Ree." So there's a couple of things that I want to point out about these kinds of emails. One, this is a form email that was probably, and my guess is, auto-generated by some kind of generative AI. The syntax is really off, especially in that third paragraph there, where it just kind of ends abruptly. And it does speak about my YouTube channel and what I post and stuff like that, but it really doesn't understand the goal of what I'm doing there, because if it did, it would see some of the other content that I do, like these kinds of videos, where I'm actually calling out scams like this. And so I looked into this, and this is too good to be true, especially getting really good traction results within 24 hours. If you're doing it organically, you're going to find that the traction is a lot slower. It's not going to be instantaneous like that. And if you hear any rustling or crashing or anything, that's my cat trying to jump up on the on my dresser, because he's a jerk and doesn't understand boundaries. Kind of like what scammers do. They don't understand boundaries, and they're kind of jerks. Anyway, so I did some digging into this. So I clicked on the name Linda Ree Backariel, which almost sounds like the word bacterial, and I don't care for that. It kind of leaves a weird taste. And so I looked at what the email address is: lindaree@celestialpostsboost.com. So that's the website. Let's see what it has to say. So I decided to go to that website, celestialpostsboost.com. You can see me typing in the web address, and wouldn't you know it, when I go and hit search, it says Safari can't open the page because the server can't be found. This is a fake website. Okay, they send you an email with a what looks like a real domain, and when you go to plug in the domain, nothing happens. Chances are, if I had responded to this email, more than likely they would have sent me back a link to get details, or to a website that will phish my details, and then they will steal that information, whether it's financial, whether it's personal, you name it. They'll try to find some way of using it to scam me out of money, to scam my identity, and then everything else gets wrecked from there. So, mind your P's and Q's, make sure that you are protecting yourself. And we're getting kind of a twofer here, because as I was in the process of going through and taking the screenshots for the first part of this video, I found a follow on Instagram from author Lionel Shriver. Now, this was kind of, I've seen this picture before. I don't know why it seems so familiar, but I was looking at it, and first and foremost, that dot between the name, the first name and the last name, it's clear cut. The fact that they only have a single post here 3 followers and they're following 87 people. That just, I don't know. It just seems somehow wrong, don't you think? So this is a real book by Lionel Shriver. It was one of the first books that she actually published, and it's a big deal. It got turned into a movie back in 2011. But the post for this book was made 21 minutes ago as of the time that the account had tried to follow me. And so this prompted me to do a little bit more digging. Because why is that the only book when Lionel Shriver has been publishing for years? Okay? And like I always do when there is an account that follows me claiming to be a well-known author, I do a little bit of digging to make sure that this person is on the level. Now, I went to I found this account. Author Lionel Shriver is the account. And it's got a Threads account linked, and it has a little bit more of an official looking profile. It uses the same photo as the previous one that I could tell was obviously a scam. And there's a bunch of shots of various books written by Shriver. It's a little bit more balanced as far as the number of followers to following, 20 posts, and people do clean up their accounts and how much they post from time to time, but this is where things get a little bit weird. Okay? All right, so as I was going through the images on this account, the author Lionel Shriver account that looks legit, I noticed that all the posts have the same date, August 20th of this year. Nothing comes from before that. Nothing comes from after that. There are over 20 of these posts with cover images of various Lionel Shriver books, or Lionel, I don't know how it's pronounced. And they're all dated August 20th. Every single one of these posts. Some of them are very generic looking. Some of them are references and pictures, podcasts, interviews, stuff like that. But they're all dated on the same date. And that is fishy. However, there's a lot of people following this account as if it's a real account. Some of them are people I know. So when I did a search on Google for Lionel Shriver, or Lionel Shriver, however the name is pronounced, it took me to a website called Inkwell Management Literary Agency. And this is the information that they have. It's a very niche agency, and I don't know how legit it is. It sounds very familiar, but there's a picture of the author. I don't know how recent the picture is, but I was looking through and seeing which of the books it had listed. And this one right up here, the black cover with the statues on the shelf, entitled Mania. That's the newest one. That book came out in 2024. None of the Instagram accounts that I'm seeing with Shriver's name attached to it are even promoting the brand new book. Any author who is promoting themselves on social media is going to be promoting whatever's the newest. I do this, and I'll go back and I'll promote my first book, and I'll promote my entire series or whatever. But if I'm getting traction for a brand new book, I want to make sure that one's front and center. And if I was a real account, Mania, which came out just a year ago, would be the first one that I'd be promoting. I wouldn't be talking about a book that is over 15 years old. I'd be talking about a book that is, that's brand new. So, those accounts are kind of fishy. And so I scrolled down to the bottom of the page, and the copyright for this website is 2025, Inkwell Management. So, given the fact that this is a legitimate website, they do have a copyright going on here. I've researched them. This is an actual site that is promoting and working with and working for the real author. So if you are linked to some of the other Lionel Shrivers that are showing up on Instagram, look into the accounts. Don't just accept them at face value, and make sure to report them, because this is what I did. All right, so this is what I did. I went in, I clicked on report, I clicked on something about this post, I clicked on pretending to be somebody else, and then I typed in author Lionel Shriver. And as I'm doing that, you can see that there's another one with an underscore that came up. And that was kind of a weird thing. And so I went through the process of going in and reporting the one with the dot in the middle of the name. And then I went back in and I blocked it as well. But then I also went back in and found the one that had the weird underscore. And you can see me doing that here. And I ended up reporting and blocking that one as well. There are several accounts using this name, using similar photos, usually old photos. So this is just a reminder, make sure that when you are adding accounts that if they follow you and whatnot, if something seems a little off, pay attention to it. Your gut's usually pretty good about doing that. A lot of people are scamming out there, but make sure that they're on the level, because some of these very long-standing, well-known authors, they don't have much of a social media presence. It's usually managed by other people, usually a literary agency or some kind of representative. While there are a lot that do their own social media, and that's becoming more and more of a standard. Just make sure that you do some research before you just let them add, because what they're going to do is they're going to try and scam you, and they're going to try and say, hey, use this service or use this whatever, and as a way of getting money from you. So just be careful and be safe out there.